Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of We Are Legion Live. Tonight we have Glitch joining us, better known as K. McWhittish. How's it going tonight?
All right, how are you?
Oh, pretty good, pretty good. Oh, been a long day, I know that. So why don't we start off and you tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
Well, I've been in music for since I was a kid, and in my 20s, I was primarily a drummer in lots of indie and punk bands that don't exist anymore. Uh, and then around Y2K, I started producing my own music. That's what I've been doing pretty much for the last 20 years.
Right on. So, what have you spent most of your time, like during a pandemic, doing? You've been focused on your writing, or you've been laying down more tracks and stuff, recording? How you been spending your time?
Uh, yeah, I mean, I've been working on new tracks a fair amount. Um, as usual, the inspiration kind of comes and goes. So I'll go through periods where I write more or and write less. So the past couple months, I've been cranking out more tracks.
Right on. Where are you located at?
I'm in Portland, Oregon.
Oh, you're in Portland. Okay.
Yeah.
So, you guys are kind of, I don't know, how are the COVID restrictions there as compared to like other places on the coast over there, like California? I know was completely locked down. Were you guys pretty much the same?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Uh, excuse me. So seasonal allergies are getting to me. Um, so, how would you best describe the type of music that you like to do?
It's it's always a tough question for me. Uh, you know, what I've always tried to do is, well, except my early stuff was very much more genre specific, but since then I've always tried to find my own kind of sound, and uh, you know, it's
Okay.
hard. The most usually I say I try to walk the line between melody and chaos, try to find some balance in there.
Oh, right on. Um, who are some of your inspirations for music?
Yeah. Well, uh, well, as far as on the electronic side, for sure, like Aphex Twin. Um, Before that, I used to go see lots and lots of indie bands in the '90s. So I have I have quite that vibe. A lot of my tracks, I try to get more of a live band kind of vibe from
Okay.
from doing electronic music, if you can imagine that.
Well, we can try to imagine that. I understand what you're trying to say there, and those are kind of used to be mutually exclusive type of things, electronic bands and the live performances and stuff. But yeah, I can definitely kind of see and get a feel for some of that. Um, what are some of your goals that you're looking forward to, like for the remainder of this year and moving forward?
Well, I hope the COVID restrictions start to lift some. Last year I was hoping to do more touring, doing some live original sets and DJ work, but maybe this year it'll work out better.
Yeah, we're all hoping that. I'm a live music junkie, and last year was a complete wash. I didn't get to see anything live other than like live streams. And don't get me wrong, I like live streams, but they're just not live music. It's not like sitting at a venue listening to an artist and feeling that connection between you and the artist, and feeling the energy from the crowd and things like that.
Yeah, it's a totally different
Yeah,
vibe.
it's yeah, a completely different vibe, and I'm I'm really really jonesing to get out there and catch some live music again. Uh, Luckily, things are starting to open a little bit up here. COVID numbers and stuff are down. I've went through and I was lucky enough to be able to go ahead and get both the Moderna shots already, so I'm completely vaccinated. Uh, that
Yeah, I
was
get mine this week.
right on first or second dose.
First dose.
First dose, okay. Um, well, I can tell you, the first dose, I kind of had a sore arm for a couple of days. The second dose, it kind of hit me like a pretty strong flu for about 24 hours. But as quickly as it showed up, it was gone. So, but it was it was nice to be able to get that. I mean, I kind of want to get things back to more of normalcy.
Right.
Being able to get out and see some bands, and I want I want bands to be able to tour again and do things like that, because it's not just the musicians that are out of work because of it. It's because there's all the people that go into putting a show together, and all these uh, festivals and things. There's just many people behind the scenes that are just completely out of work right now, and
Okay.
It would be nice to be able to get everybody back to work and doing what they love to do. Uh, I think we'll start on, and I got you queued up here on Spotify. Do you have any particular song that you would like me to play for the audience?
Probably my newest one. Ouch.
Ouch. Okay, that is right there going forward, and let's go ahead and play it now.
think I could start over
All
again.
right. Yep. Start it over again. All right. That was great. As I was kind of listening through that, it kind of gave me a feel of like Rob Zombie, like the Hellbelly Deluxe era,
Right.
kind of something like that. The music in the background. Have you ever thought of like doing like trying to do like scores and stuff
Oh, oh yeah.
for
I've
horror
been
movies?
trying since I started because everyone's always said all my all the music I've done, and I've been like, oh yeah, you should try to get that, do scores and get in films and stuff. But it's a really it's a really tough nut to crack.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I got a friend who's an actress who might be able to point you in a direction or two, maybe help you along the way. She goes by Stacy Buzz Actress on Twitter.
Right.
If you could DM her and tell her that I said that you to DM her and talk to her about it. She, like I said, she's an actress, and maybe she could point you in the right direction of where maybe you could meet some producers or something like that to kind of expedite that process, because I can fully see that song there, especially in the score of like a horror movie or something like that.
Right.
Uh, and I believe it would go along really great, really well. Just didn't know if you'd ever thought of anything like that.
Yeah. Yeah. But I've tried, my ways. I've not had any success. So
Well, sometimes it's not how much work you put into it. It's like what connections you made along the way,
oh yeah. Yeah.
and that's why we kind of build this community up with a different people and stuff like that, with from all walks of life. And I'm not saying that she can help you, but if she can, I know she would, because that's just the type of person she is.
Sure.
Stacy's really good people, and yeah, she could definitely point you in the right direction of uh, who you could contact or things like that to kind of move that process along a little bit if that's something that you're interested in. Uh,
Oh yeah. Sure.
why don't we take a few minutes here, and why don't you tell everybody what what you where they can find you out there, what your websites and things like that on how to look you up,
Sure.
because I know you go by Glitch. That's your screen name on Twitter, but obviously that's not how they can find you on Spotify. So you go
Yeah.
ahead and let them know.
Okay. Yeah. Well, my main website is Kane.wtf. So that's the best one. It's really just points to Bandcamp, which I think right now I have 463 tracks up there now, somewhere in that area.
Nice.
And then Spotify, it's Kane McWhitish, MacWitishCan. You know, stuff I put out, I put stuff out in wider release from my Bandcamp, just uh, every once in a while, not regularly, just occasionally. Because I've had, for me at least, Bandcamp's a lot better platform.
Mm-hmm.
I actually get people buying songs and stuff. Spotify, the way their algorithm is, I'm just buried, in there. So
Yeah, Spotify's a tough nut to crack for a lot of artists, and really they don't. The way their payment schedule is for it, it's almost ridiculous, anyways. Unless you got like a lot of pre-sales and stuff like that for your songs, then you're probably not going to get the playlists and things to on Spotify to see any substantial
yeah,
type of play.
there's actually a really good documentary about Spotify that just came out about all the questionable business practices they let go on.
No, really.
Yeah,
What's it on? Is it like on Netflix or
it's on YouTube.
YouTube? Okay,
Yeah.
I will definitely check it out. Speaking of which, Stacy, we were just talking about you. Uh, this guy here, he has some very interesting music that would actually be very good for like scores on movies. It's instrumental, and I didn't know if you knew anybody that maybe he could talk to help go that route. I don't know. You're more familiar with the movie industry than I am. But the song that I just played, "Ouch," was actually would have been perfect for like a horror movie. It sounded just kind of like from some Rob Zombie from like the Hellbelly Deluxe album. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so have, have you? What were you doing? Did you have any like tours or anything scheduled for like before the pandemic hit? To where
Uh,
you?
no, I didn't have anything lined up per se.
Okay.
But
Um,
this year, I signed up for a couple of services to try to get more uh, placements on tours and stuff. So we'll see.
right on. Well, hopefully, I was kind of hoping that it was going to be more of the beginning of summer that
Right.
things were going to do. Um, but it looks more because of the way that they get the vaccines and stuff rolled out that it's going to be more towards late summer, early
Right.
fall, which would still be fine if we could hit that mark. And but I just don't know right now. I mean, there's been a lot of pushback on people not wanting to get a vaccine. There's been people trying to cut the line to get the vaccines.
Yeah.
It's just been kind of a nightmare. We even here in the Kansas City area, we even had people who faked working at a doctor's office so they could cut in line to get the vaccine. There was like 30 of them, and
Right.
it was a private practice doctor who only had 5 employees to begin with, and then like 35 people showed up to
Right.
said they worked for him, and it was. And the doctor doesn't even practice here anymore. She had moved to Texas like 3 years ago, and yeah, and so it was pretty crazy how people have been going about. Um, I got mine. Luckily enough, I work for the Department of Defense for my day job, so I was one of the people that were able to get up in the front of the line and be
Right.
able to get the vaccines and stuff due to the nature of my job. But you know, people people don't. I understand how people are skeptical of it and stuff like that. But if it'll get right now, I do just about anything to get things back to normal.
Right.
I'm not even playing.
Yeah. It's been fortunately, it's not been too bad for me. For better or worse, I get disability because I had a motorcycle accident almost 6 years ago. So I could actually get VA disability.
Well, I do as well. I got hurt whenever I was in the Navy, and so yeah, I get VA. Matter of fact, I got a VA appointment tomorrow. Uh, but the VA was, since we're here in the middle of the I'm here in the middle of the country. Uh, the vaccine rollout wasn't that quickly here, and they were doing more of the high risk patients here at the VA
Yeah.
before,
Yeah.
so I wasn't in that group, but being working with active duty military on a regular basis kind of got me shot right up the pipe though.
Right.
Um, so other than doing like movie scores or anything, what are some of your goals to with your music? What do you want to accomplish with it? What do you want people to think when they hear the name Kane McWittich?
Well, for me, I just hope they hear something, interesting that they haven't heard before. Really, I mean, that's pretty much it for me. I'm a big music fan. I listen to lots of different types of music, and I try to make all my songs, something that people be like, "Wow, I've never heard that before." Right? I don't know if I always succeed. But that's what I try to do.
Yeah, I mean, and you do put your own original spin on it. Music. There's been going on for so long that it's trying to make something that is completely different that's never been heard before is almost impossible these days. So
Right.
there's almost always someone that you can compare it to. But you do put a nice spin on and add your own originality into your songs and stuff. Um, I mean, I don't know much about the music scene there in Portland, uh, but I do know that Portland's a really progressive type of city. So
Yeah, it's got a pretty good. I mean, for the size of the town, it's got a outsized music scene. I should say that, about 500,000 people here,
right
and
on.
the music scene's pretty good. So, that was one of my. I Before my accident, I lived in San Francisco, worked in San Francisco because I used to do tech stuff. So, I moved
Yeah,
up here.
that's what I do now as a civilian for the army. Is I do tech stuff.
Yes.
Um, so, have you ever thought about like collabing with someone, say someone like a singer, and having someone put lyrics to some of
Yeah.
your?
I've gone off and on with that. I've tried, a few times, but none of those collabs have ever uh, gone through. And this personally, where I'm at currently, I hardly ever listen to anything with lyrics these days. So
I hear.
yeah,
Uh,
it's just me and my taste. I
oh,
know lyrics connect, help people connect a lot more with music sometimes. But I'm just in the mood that I'm kind of over most songs with lyrics. Uh, I listen to songs now. I'm like, why is that person talking over that song? So, you
yeah,
know,
yeah. Well, there's nothing wrong with just sitting back and just feeling the music and enjoying the music. And you're absolutely right. Sometimes lyrics can absolutely ruin a good song. But my friend Stacy, the actress I was telling you about, she was saying, did not be shy about like tagging top directors. Like Google who the top directors are,
right,
and tag them when you put your music out there.
right,
Uh, Maybe you'll get lucky. Maybe one of them will hear it, and they'll be like, "Hey, we'll
yeah,
add this into a score or something like that, or contact you and get you going like that." But she's gonna go ahead and shout you out and see what kind of responses she gets back from people and go from there.
I appreciate that. Thanks.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll try to remember to do that. One of the things that was affecting my accident, my memory is not as good as it used to be. So,
Well, yeah, whatever you do, you got to do, write it down. But yeah, make sure you Google out some top directors and things like that, and
right.
that way you can tag them whenever you post your songs. Because I could definitely see your type of music in scores of films. Uh, we played Ouch already. Let's see here. Let me pull Spotify back up. I don't know why I
There's
closed.
there's one with a bunch of a long Greek character name.
Let's see here.
Should be right there.
Yes,
Yeah,
you want to play
yeah,
that?
yep.
I'm not even gonna attempt to pronounce this or anything like that. We're just going to let people listen to it.
Yep.
See, that's what I was talking about, everybody. I mean, those would be great for like a movie score or a television show score, because even in that, there was part of that where all I could picture was like Harry Callahan, looking for the bad guy walking through there, and like the climax of the movie, and
Right.
some of those '80s cop movies, and I mean, it just gave you a real good feel on that, and you do a great job of like building suspense through the song. That's why I mentioned like horror movies for the first time is yeah, you build that suspense through the song, and
Yeah, that's why I say I'm not like a regular electronic music artist because I don't. When most people think of electronic music, they don't think of what I do, right? So,
no, no, they don't. I mean, you put your own spin on it, and it's very interesting. And I mean, I would do like Stacy says, and make sure that you're tagging those directors and stuff like that, because you're going to catch someone's attention with some of this stuff, and you're gonna have people DMing you wanting to put some of your tracks in a movie or a television show or something like that. I mean,
right.
so yeah, don't be afraid. Stacy said she got her first acting gig because an agent saw her on like Facebook,
Right.
which I think she's fibbing a little bit. I still think it was more MySpace time frame, but we'll let her slide with the Facebook. She said she doesn't never had MySpace. Yeah, I hear you, Stacy. But yeah. So how how often do you try to put out new music?
Yeah, it goes in spits and spats for me. The past couple months, I've been putting out multiple tracks a week, but then I'll go months and not put out anything. So it just
Uh,
varies.
yeah, the old writer's block.
Yeah,
It comes
I
and
mean, it's
goes with
just
everybody.
uh, for me. I try not to. While it is technically probably my full time job now, I try not to uh, do stuff when I'm not feeling inspired to it. I don't want to turn it into too much work for myself where it's not really fun anymore.
Yeah,
So if I'm not feeling it, I won't do it. And then because I know I'll have periods where I'll come back and be like, oh yeah, I have lots of ideas now. You know, um,
yeah,
so kind of I don't mind you know letting my fields stay fallow for a while. Not putting out anything because I know usually after those periods of time I'll come back with even more ideas or different ideas than I had before.
and that you made a really good point there. And then if you're not really feeling it, you don't like push through. You just take a break from it, because there's been so many times that I know of that people have just tried to push through things like writer's block and things like that, and then they just kind of burnt themselves out because it became more of a job
Right.
than it was for fun or whatever. They lost everything that made because they just pushed themselves too hard, and it's really important that you get those breaks and things in there, especially if you're just not feeling it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with taking a little bit of a break and coming back and going out and uh, reigniting the flame, so to speak.
Yeah. Like
Got to recharge the batteries.
I took a long break from 2005 to 2013. I didn't do anything.
Oh,
So
really?
I felt like when I came back to doing things in 2013, I felt like, well, I mean, I did like I don't know how I put out hundreds of tracks within like 2 years.
Oh,
So,
sweet.
so it's just you just gotta trust the process. I mean, if you're creative, it really is easy, and I've seen it too, where people just try to push themselves too hard and they just burn out on it.
Right on. And so, kind of walk me through what like a normal writing process would be for you. Do you just sit down and you start writing your notes down, or do you just sit down at the keyboard, or what do you do? And
Yeah, I generally just sit down at the computer. Um, a lot of times to get me started, I'll start off with some song that's inspired me, some song that I like. Sometimes I'll take the MIDI from that and I'll just start messing around with it. Sometimes it'll turn into a song, sometimes it won't. Um, that's generally how I get started personally. I found that that's the easiest place for me to start because uh, there's so many angles I could come at from something. So if I have just some MIDI from a song that I know, and then I'll wind up some crazy place, like the song you just heard. Uh,
mm,
that's actually started out as the MIDI from the B-52's Planet Claire.
really,
Yeah,
I would have
yeah.
never,
I
never.
tell people that all the time, and to lots of
Yeah,
tracks done, and they're like, "I really?" Yeah,
yeah,
but that was my starting point. So,
yeah. I know
so if you
that's
really listen
so.
closely, you can hear some parallels, but it's very it's different enough. So I don't even call it a cover song. It's
Yeah,
on my own song.
yeah. I say I know that song, and I wouldn't have been able to pick it out of a lineup if you gave me ones that here pick
Right,
which one this was pulled from. I would have been like, none of them.
right.
But yeah, you do an interesting job of putting your own spin on it, and I mean, I really hope that you can get to catch someone's attention to get and we hear some of your music in some films or on a TV show or something. Uh, that would be outstanding.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, lots of people have said it over the years. Well,
yeah,
I hope it happens. That's all I can
yeah.
say is I hope it happens.
Uh, and let's see. If you go back and watch this, make sure you read through the chat. Stacy's dropped a couple of people that you can reach out to. What's Stewart? Her you don't give Stewart's last name, Stacy, but she has his handle that you should follow. And does what does he do? Does he do music scores, Stacy? Got to be careful with her. Sometimes she just stops paying attention to what I'm doing, and she tries to be on a couple of different uh, live streams at once.
Right. Yeah, no,
But
I've tried. I'm signed up actually for some placement, some licensing placement services, but I've never had anything come of it. But who knows?
yeah, yeah. I like her direct approach, because sometimes you're depending on someone else to like your stuff
Oh yeah, yeah,
before they even take it to say the director or
yeah,
something. And
yeah. It's being
so
in past those filters. I know.
and you gotta have, and they may not even have the same type of taste that the director is looking for. So go straight to the
Right.
uh, okay. She said her friend Stewart is a filmmaker, photographer, writer, and director. I mean, that's
Right.
okay. That's a lot of hats. Oh, and he's a publicist. So yeah, yeah, he would be definitely a good one to follow. So definitely go back and watch this and look through the chats, and
Right.
you'll see it's all under Boston Actress, the stuff that she has. So
I'll check it out. Sure, I appreciate that.
all right, well, I don't want to hold you up too awful much tonight, but do you have anything else that you would like to share with everybody before we sign off here tonight?
Uh, no, I'm just I mean, the great thing about the great and terrible thing about now is if you're a creative person, you can get your your whatever your passion out there. So just do it and don't burn out.
Right on. Well, I really appreciate you being on the show tonight. Definitely let me know whenever you're dropping new stuff so I can get that stuff tweeted out and get it out there. And I got some directors and stuff that follow me, so maybe we can get some just outside of the daily stream or something. I'll do a tweet out, and maybe we can catch somebody's attention for you. But
Great. I
yeah,
appreciate that.
so yeah, just keep on going, and I hope to hear your songs on the screen someday. And it's like, I know that guy, and so, but you have a great evening, and if you ever want to come back on the show again, please let me know. You know how to, you just DM me, and we'll work out a time to where we can get you back on the show. But after that, you have a great evening, and thanks so very much again for coming out. I had a great time.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Have a good night.
You did. Bye. All right, everybody. I know it was kind of an odd night on a Tuesday. We haven't done one on a Tuesday in a while, but we're working around a new type of schedule. Trissette, thanks for coming out tonight. We will be back again with. Let me see. I have a show Friday night. I'll say that. Andrew Gabriel. Friday night, 8:30. And we will be back then. Hopefully more people can make it out. I know it's a Friday night, but we'll see what we can do. But if not, make sure you go check him out in advance at Andrew Gabriel. I think that's the whole... Oh, at Andrew Gabriel M7 is what his handle is on Twitter. I'll go ahead and put it out. I am all over the place tonight. Okay, that's the Twitter handle. So make sure you guys can check him out beforehand. For the show on Friday night, thank you all for coming out tonight. Oh yeah, I'm okay. I'm just a little bit loopy today. I've been up I didn't sleep much last night and been really busy trying to get some stuff done today. But yeah, I'm doing all right. But yeah, thank you all again for coming out. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out, and I don't think I have to tell any of you all to subscribe because I'm pretty sure all of you have already subscribed. But if you haven't, please hit the subscribe button and make sure you turn the notifications on because sometimes I don't even know when I'm going to be showing up. I try to get them out as best as I can in my 2 retweet groups, my main ones, but I'm not always on top of things. Got a lot of things going on these days, but we do our best. But have a good evening, everybody, and I hope to see you all on Friday night. Talk to you later.